अविनाशी आत्मा सुन लो मेरी आवाज।
संगम युग में परम पिता शिव कहते हैं राज।
तू है एक अविनाशी आत्मा सुन लो मेरी आवाज।
सुख शांति और पावनता से झोले भर लो आज।
योगी बनो ज्ञानी बनो योगी जीवन है प्यारा।
परम धाम से आए हैं शिव ब्रह्मा तनवार। मुक्ति और जीवन मुक्ति का जन्म सिद्ध अधिकार। परम धाम से आए हैं शिव ब्रह्मा तनवार। मुक्ति और जीवन मुक्ति का जन्म सिद्ध अधिकार।
चलना है चलना है घर वापस अब तो यही ज्ञान का सार। योगी बनो ज्ञानी बनो योगी जीवन है प्यारा। योगी जीवन है प्यारा। योगी जीवन है प्यारा।
Om Shanti. 25th of October 2023. Morning Murli, Bap Dada Madhuban. Essence, sweet children, remember the unlimited Father. Knowledge, devotion and disinterest, all three are included in this. This is a new study. Question: how is it that at the confluence age, devotion continues at the same time as this knowledge and yoga? Answer: in fact, yoga can also be called devotion because you children stay in unadulterated remembrance. Your remembrance includes this knowledge, and this is why it is called yoga. From the copper age onwards, they have simply been performing devotion. There has not been this knowledge. This is why that devotion is not called yoga. There is no name or objective in that. Now that you receive this knowledge, you have yoga and you also have disinterest in the unlimited world. So, someone made me belong to him and taught me how to smile. Om Shanti. The unlimited Father explains that the study of the scriptures is not really a study because there is no aim or objective in the study of the scriptures. You can't know anything about the world from the scriptures. You can't tell from the scriptures where America is or who discovered it. These things are not mentioned in the scriptures. They say that so and so discovered it. They go and discover other places so that they can go and stay there. They recognize that there are many human beings and that they need more land. All of those things are studied. That is called an education. Yours too is an education. This can be called an ashram, an institution, or a university. Everything is included in this. The maps of those studies are something else. There isn't enlightenment through the scriptures. Enlightenment is received by study. Yours is also a study. The place called paradise is not mentioned in any worldly study or in the study of the scriptures. This is new knowledge that only the one Father tells you about. People say that heaven and hell are both here. Only the Father explains what heaven is and what hell is. These things are neither mentioned in the scriptures nor in that education, because these things are new. People become confused. They say that they have never heard such knowledge before. These are new, wonderful things that no one else has ever told them about. In fact, they truly are new things. Neither the people who teach those studies nor the sannyasis can tell you about these things. This is why only the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, is called the ocean of knowledge. He also explains the unlimited history and geography to you. He explains the details of heaven and hell with this knowledge. These are new things, are they not? Everything is included in this study. It has knowledge, yoga and education, and also devotion. Yoga can also be called devotion because to have yoga with the one means to remember him. Those devotees also remember him, worship him and sing songs of him. Performing that type of devotion is not called yoga. For instance, Meera used to have yoga with Sri Krishna. She used to remember him, but that is called devotion. She didn't have any aim or objective in her intellect. This is called knowledge and also devotion. You have yoga, that is, you remember the one. In the golden age, there is neither devotion nor knowledge. At the confluence age, there is both knowledge and devotion, whereas from the copper age onwards, just devotion has continued. To remember someone is called devotion. Here there is knowledge, yoga, and also devotion. You can understand that those people are just devotees and that they have yoga with the elements. However, their yoga is with many others, and this is why they are called devotees. Your yoga is unadulterated. The ocean of knowledge himself sits here and teach you. You have to have yoga with him. Those people don't even know about souls. We do know this. By connecting our intellects in yoga to the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, we will go to the Father. Those people remember Hanuman, etc. And so they have visions of them. That is called adulterated. This yoga is unadulterated. You simply have to remember the one Father. So, knowledge, devotion, and disinterest. All three are combined in this. Everything of theirs is separate. Devotion is separate. The knowledge that they have is just of the scriptures, and their disinterest is limited. Here, it is a matter of the unlimited. We know the unlimited Father, and this is why we remember Him. Although those people remember Shiva, their sins are not absolved through that because they don't know his occupation. They don't even have the knowledge of sins being absolved. Here, your sins are absolved by having remembrance of the Father. There, they sacrifice themselves at Kashi, and their sins are thereby absolved. They have to experience the suffering of karma. However, it isn't that they gradually become karmatit like you do. No, their sins are finished by them experiencing punishment. It is not forgiven. So, this is a study, knowledge and also yoga. Everything is included in this. It is only the one Father who teach you everything. This is called an ashram and an institution. It looks very good in writing. The previous name, O Mandali, was wrong. You have now received the understanding that this name is absolutely good. You can explain to others that they too are Brahma Kumars. The Father is the creator of all. First of all, He has to create the subtle region. Brahma, Vishnu and Shankar are residents of the subtle region. A new world is created, and so Prajapita Brahma is definitely needed. The one in the subtle region cannot come here. That one is the perfect subtle Brahma. A corporeal Brahma is needed here. Where would he come from? People cannot understand these things. There are the images. Brahmins are created through Brahma. But where would Brahma come from? So adoption takes place. Just as a king who doesn't have a child would adopt a child. So the Father adopts this one and then changes his name to Prajapita Brahma. The one up above cannot come down here. The one down below has to go up above. That one is subtle and this one is physical. So, this secret too has to be understood very clearly because everyone has this question. They say that you sometimes call Dada Brahma, sometimes God and sometimes Krishna. However, this one cannot be called God, but he can be called Brahma and Sri Krishna because Sri Krishna then becomes ugly from beautiful. So, when it is the night, he is called Brahma, and when it is the day, he is called Sri Krishna. This is the final birth of the Sri Krishna soul, and the form of Sri Krishna is the first birth. This has to be written very clearly. The 84 births of Radha and Krishna or Lakshmi and Narayan have to be shown. Here, this one is adopted. So, there is the day of Brahma and the night of Brahma, which then become the day and night of Lakshmi and Narayan. The same thing happens to their dynasty. You now belong to the Brahmin clan and you will then belong to the deity clan. So, it is also the day and night of the Brahma Kumars and Kumaris. These things have to be understood very clearly. It is also clear in the picture of the tree that they are doing tapasya below it and that it is their final birth. Where did Brahma come from? through whom is he created. So Brahma is adopted. Just as a king adopts someone who is then called a prince, he is transferred to the position of prince of so and so. Previously, he wouldn't have been a prince. When the king adopted him, he received the title of prince. This custom and system has continued. This should enter the children's intellects. The world doesn't know how the Father carries out the destruction of the old world and the establishment of the new world. You children have this enlightenment. You are also number wise. As you make further progress, the little daughters will become very clever because they are Kumaris. It is written that the Kumaris were made to shoot the arrows of knowledge. The wonder of the Kumaris is number one. Mama was a Kumari. She went ahead of everyone. It is said that daughter shows mother. The mother would not sit and talk to anyone. This mother is incognito. That Mama is visible. It is the duty of you, Shaktis, you children, to show the mother. There are many good daughters who make good effort. Among the Gaurava community too, the names of the main ones are mentioned. They are Maharathis. Here too, there are the names of Maharathis. Shiv Baba is the greatest of all. God is the highest on high. His place of residence is the highest. In fact, the place of residence of us souls is also the highest. People simply continue to sing praise, but they don't know anything. We souls are also residents of that place. But we have to go through birth and rebirth and play our parts. He doesn't enter birth and death. He too has a part, but only you know what that is. You children now understand that this is the chariot of Shiv Baba. There is also a horse, but it isn't that horse or chariot. To forget this is also fixed in the drama. We had become completely lost by wandering around and forgetting for half a cycle. We have now received enlightenment and so we are very cautious. We know that this old world is to end and that we have to become conquerors of attachment. While living like a lotus at home with your families, we have to make effort to become destroyers of attachment. We have to fulfill our responsibilities to everyone and also live with him. This bhakti had to be created, just as it was created in the previous cycle. You are now told to make effort. While living at home with your families, here there is no question of leaving your homes and families. We are sitting at home, are we not? There are so many children. Baba also had his worldly family. He didn't renounce anything. Sannyasis go away to the forest, whereas we live in the cities. So we have to fulfill our responsibilities to everyone. A creation is a father's creation. The father earns and gives an inheritance to his sons. First of all, he gives the inheritance of the vice of lust. So, to liberate you from that and to make you viceless in the task of the Father. In some cases, children give knowledge to their parents, and In other cases, fathers give knowledge to their children. This is Raj Yoga and that is Hatha Yoga. This soul receives knowledge from the Supreme Soul. I, Brahma, was the king of kings and have now become a beggar. It is remembered that a beggar was made into a king. You children know that you belong to the Sun dynasty and that you then became the Shudra dynasty. It also has to be explained that heaven and hell are separate. People don't know this. Among you too, there are so many children who don't know anything because it is not in their fortune. So, what effort would they make? Some children don't have anything in their fortune, and some children have everything in their fortune. Their fortune inspires them to make effort. If it is not in their fortune, what effort would they make? The school is the same one and it continues. Some children drop off halfway and others die while moving along. There is a lot of taking birth and dying. This knowledge is so wonderful. This knowledge is very easy, but all the effort lies in attaining your karmadit stage. Only when your sins are absolved can you fly. This knowledge is more elevated than going into trance. There are many obstacles created by Maya in trance, and this is why this knowledge is better than trance. It isn't that this knowledge is better than yoga. This is said about trance. Those who went into trance are no longer here. There is an income earned in yoga, and your sins are absolved. There is no income in trance. There is an income in yoga and this knowledge. You cannot become healthy and wealthy without having knowledge and yoga. The habit of touring around in trance was created. That too is not good. Trance causes a lot of damage. Knowledge is of just a second. Yoga is not of a second. For as long as you live, you have to continue to have yoga. Knowledge is easy, but it takes effort to become ever healthy and free from desires. There are many obstacles created in waking up early in the morning and sitting in remembrance. You extract points, but in spite of that, your intellects go from one place to another. The one who is number one would have the most storms. They cannot come to Baba. Baba always explains that many storms will come. The more you try to stay in remembrance, the more the storms will come. You mustn't be afraid of that. Just stay in remembrance. You have to remain stable. None of the storms should be able to shake you. This is the stage of the final time. This is a spiritual race. Continue to remember Shiv Baba. These are things that have to be understood and imbibed. If you don't donate wealth, you won't be able to imbibe. You should make effort. It is very easy to explain the point of the two fathers to anyone. Only you know that the father gives you the inheritance for 21 births. You would say that Lakshmi and Narayan received their inheritance for 21 births from the father. The father taught them Raj Yoga. No one else can say that God gave them their inheritance. In the world, some people are happy with the one thing and others are happy with another thing. No one knows about the things that make you happy. People celebrate in happiness for a temporary period. You are the true decoration of the Brahmin clan who are yogi and jnani. No one else can know about your super senses joy. They continue to beat their heads for so many things. They also make effort to go to the moon. They make very difficult efforts. All of their efforts will go to waste. You are making effort without difficulty to go to such a place where no one else can go. You go to the highest on high, supreme abode. Acha, to the sweetest, beloved, long lost and now found children, love, remembrance and good morning from the mother, the father, Bapdada. The spiritual father says Namaste to the spiritual children. The spiritual children says Namaste to the spiritual father. Essence Dharna 1. Whilst living at home with your family, become a conqueror of attachment. At the same time, you also have to fulfill your responsibilities to everyone and live like a lotus flower. 1. Whilst living at home with your family, become a conqueror of attachment. At the same time, you also have to fulfill your responsibilities to everyone and live like a lotus flower. 2. In order to imbibe this knowledge, you definitely have to donate the wealth of knowledge. Accumulate your income with knowledge and yoga. But don't have any desires for going into trance or having visions. 2. In order to imbibe this knowledge, you definitely have to donate the wealth of knowledge. Accumulate your income with knowledge and yoga. But don't have any desires for going into trance or having visions. Blessing. May you become a contented idol and with a certificate of contentment, receive the fortune of the throne of a future kingdom. Blessing. May you become a contented idol and with a certificate of contentment, receive the fortune of the throne of a future kingdom. I have to be content and make anyone else content. Keep this slogan constantly written on the board of your forehead, because those who have this certificate will claim the certificate of the fortune of a future kingdom. Daily at Amrit Vela, bring this slogan into your awareness, just as you have slogans written on boards. In the same way, constantly keep this slogan written on the board of your forehead, and you will make everyone become a contented idol. Those who are content are always happy. Slogan. Those whose interactions with others are full of love and contentment become embodiments of success. Slogan. Those whose interactions with others are full of love and contentment become embodiments of success. Om Shanti.
खुश हो के गा रहा है अब ये जहान सारा, खुश हो के गा रहा है अब ये जहान सारा।
अपना परम पिता शिव, अपना परम पिता शिव, कितना है प्यारा प्यारा,
खुश हो के गा रहा है अब ये जहान सारा, खुश हो के गा रहा है अब ये जहान सारा। तुम सा कहाँ है कोई पाए कहीं नहीं हम, तुम सा कहाँ है कोई पाए कहीं नहीं हम। माया के तोड़ बंधन मन के मिटा दे जो गम, माया के तोड़ बंधन मन के मिटा दे जो, पाकर तुम्हें है चमका तकदीर का सितारा, खुश हो के गा रहा है अब ये जहान सारा, खुश हो के गा रहा है अब ये जहान सारा।
यह दिव्य ज्योति बिंदु है रूप कितना सुंदर, यह दिव्य ज्योति बिंदु है रूप कितना सुंदर, बच्चों ने है बसाया अपने हृदय के अंदर, बच्चों ने है बसाया अपने हृदय के अंदर, माता पिता सखा सब तू आँखों का है तारा,
खुश हो के गा रहा है अब ये जहान सारा, खुश हो के गा रहा है अब ये जहान सारा। अपना परम पिता शिव, अपना परम पिता शिव, कितना है प्यारा प्यारा, खुश हो के गा रहा है अब ये जहान सारा, खुश हो के गा रहा है अब ये